Welcome back. When we last left off, I had emptied this container, and I just love this flower arrangement I created for some reason. And I'm trying to figure out a way to fill some of the space in the container so that I don't have to use a lot of my filler material. And as well, the hole at the bottom needs to be covered. Thinking, figuring. This might work, except it's something that I use in the kitchen, so no good. These are some divided plates for like if you're serving Mexican food with beans and rice in a main dish. And we used to use them a lot, but haven't used them probably in decades. So I'm thinking, well, this would be a good way to use these things that are filling my cupboard. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to use 2 or 3. Pretty sure I don't want to use 4. So just making sure it's going to be stable and not wind up cracking or anything while being stacked. And seeing how that works, kind of deciding, no, that plate needs to go because I want some thickness of the rocks that I'm going to be using to fill this with so that I can poke things down into there and glue it down and whatnot. So I decide, at least for now, 3 plates and start filling with the rocks. They're just the little black river rock looking pebbles. And it becomes very quickly apparent that no, I don't want 3 thicknesses of plates. I just want 2. But I'm also going to have to buy more black rocks. So another trip to the stores in order. I also want to use the white ones as accent. Sort of like little pathways or roads or whatever you want to call them. So right now, like I said, I have to take a little break from all of this because I have to get more rocks. But in the meantime, I'm going to try placing a few things and see how it's working so far. Still really like everything that I painted. It was fun to paint and it sure brightened everything up. I also like the few things that I did allow myself to buy, such as this adorable sign. And of course, I had to make sure that the fairy garden was correctly being pointed at. Somewhere I wound up with this moss, reindeer moss. Never know what to do with it. And now I'm back to the store, have more rocks. So I'm going to finish filling out the black river rock pebbles, I guess. That's a long name. Right now it kind of resembles beans to me, but once I start putting things down into the bowl or pot or whatever it's called, clay container. Speaking of which, I've had this painted one forever, and I love how I revitalized that cactus plant as well. So now I'm actually setting it up for real, except I'm probably gonna glue a few things, maybe the smaller things in particular, but mostly I want it to be static so that I can, or the opposite of static, so that I can move things around at will, add things, subtract things, whatever I want to do. Now that I've got my basic layout, I'm gonna do the white rocks. And yes, I did cut out footage of me cutting those plants and gluing them down. And I guess I'm just in love with this sign because I just had to show it again. And see that fairy sitting there by the fairy house? She doesn't stay because she's really out of proportion to everything else. You can look at the gnomes over there in their little place where I had glued down some of that reindeer stuff. And then here's, yes, these white rocks. I used the larger ones on top and then kind of filled in with the smaller ones in spots where it kind of curved and whatnot. I like it. I really like the effect. And then I put a bunch of blue. I was considering this color, adding some of this, but I really like kind of the more muted, kind of sagey tone. And I did end up cutting this one, which I'm having trouble getting the camera to focus on for some reason. I did end up cutting this one down into smaller pieces and using that as well. So here we are, and I still haven't decided if I should put more reindeer grass anywhere besides right over there by the trolls den. Just not really sure yet. It looks really cool in there, I think, but I don't know. I don't want to overdo it, and maybe I already have. Some might say I already have. I think I have a good amount of all the elements, except maybe for fire, because you want earth, air, fire, water, but you also want animal, vegetable, and mineral. So at any rate, just looking at it from different angles, and I think the two main stars, of course, are the fairies and the gnomes. And I created the wagon pulling the flowers and decided, since I had finished gluing down what I wanted to glue down in the fairy garden itself, that I would glue this together and make it permanent. Okay, I'm committing. This is going to be a permanent fixture. Although I'm not going to glue down the wagon, but, just gluing the things down on the wagon. And I didn't glue down the marbles. It wasn't really necessary. They might roll around a little, but I don't think they're going to tip out. So, this is a piece of wood from Allie and Aubrey's wedding, and I don't remember the name of what kind of wood it is. They burned some symbols into it. It still smells pretty good. And I wanted to find a place for it in the garden because I feel like it has a lot of magic. I also have quite a few crystals sprinkled throughout. As I said, the one fairy statue that I have is way too big. It's out of proportion. There's no way she would fit into that little house. So I ordered some other ones that are quote unquote mini. We're going to see how mini they are right now. So yay, a bonus unboxing video. So they're on little wires, which I'm hoping come off. And it does look like this one in particular would be about the size I seek, and she's adorable. I could always do a little glittery paint on them to brighten them up some, or just leave them the way they are. Usually when things are new, they're definitely better. And kind of like this one, she could possibly work. The other ones I think seem a little big, and oh no. Look at this one with her legs out. This is divine, and I will definitely add a bit of bling to her. A blingy paint. And then, no, not so much. And I really don't like it when fairy statues look like humans just with some wings stuck on, such as this one. Yeah, you may as well just take those wings off and make it a little girl. So I like this one a lot. And here she is sitting with her thoughtful friend in the garden. I haven't painted them yet. I did take the sticks off though. And they're all pretty cute in their own way. And now for some proud mom moments. Those snapshots that are on my phone that I'm just waiting to show off. I really had so much fun recreating the fairy garden. And I suppose I would be remiss if I did not show a picture of the original mess that I started out with. To be fair, I replaced most everything, but I did keep a few pieces and painted them and revitalized them. This has been a super fun project overall, and I actually am thinking about making another fairy environment, not necessarily a garden, but maybe something in an unusual container. I don't know. I'll see. It's just been a blast, and I was glad to share this journey. Thanks. And do me a favor and like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.